I have people that will say to me and have said to me, why do you hate the church? And I don't. I don't hate the church. Nothing could be farther from the truth. I don't hate the church. I hate what the modern day church has become. And I'm not talking about, whether it's a mega church or become modern and we have to have the best of everything. That is neither here nor there. Once upon a time, in this land, and I will add in my time on this planet, when people thought about the church, they thought about people that were helpful, people that were loving, people that were forgiving, people that were accepting of other people, a place where you could go get help, and you could go on Sunday and enjoy wonderful music. You could have a spiritual experience, worship, praise, enjoyment, and hear a word of encouragement. That was the church. And if you currently have a church that gives that to you, let me be one to say, get on your knees every night and thank the good Lord above you have that. Because what is passing nowadays for church doesn't make me excited when someone says, hey, I found a church I'm going to start going to. It becomes worrisome. And another thing is that I think that when you look at the church nowadays and you look at who the church represents, they're not the same. They are not the same. I've talked about before. I believe earmarks for God is anywhere where there's love, there's forgiveness, there's grace, and there's acceptance. But if you go to a place that's full of hate, grudges, backbiting, gossiping, and if you're not like us, we don't want you. The old saying is true. Give us our four and no more. It's true. In a lot of places. And then what's amazing is, and I can point a community out to you right now. And what's funny is I have spoke in both of these churches. One church, very traditional, very hard. People have a great first time experience, but after they've been there a few times, they realize this isn't the place that they don't want to plant roots down. The other church in the same city, very loving, giving, helpful. That church starts growing. The other church, we'll say, the other traditional church, gets mad. Well, the only reason why they're gaining people is because they just accept anybody over there. Isn't that what the church is supposed to do? I know a pastor right now that was scolded by another pastor. He said, you know what my problem is with you? And the other pastor said, well, I'm sure you're going to tell me. He said, you'll let anybody in your church. What did I miss? What did I miss Did we go through this book and take out whosoever will? Because what happens is we as people have to be careful, because we say, well, if I don't like them and I don't accept them, then therefore God can't like them and God won't accept them. And we mess up, because God's not you and God's not me. And just because we know church, a building, doesn't mean we know God. And that's my problem. I don't hate the church. I don't hate the church at all. I love the churches that are breaking out of the box and are willing to reach out to people and go back to loving people and helping people. Now, I'm not saying you let, all kinds of things go on in your church and you gets crazy. I'm not saying that. Of course, you have to have rules and things of that nature. But the churches that have become so hateful and strict and mean that what man says is more important than helping somebody, then we've missed it. We've missed it. People need to know God and the true God. And I'm afraid that the ambassador who represents God is the church, and that maybe has lost its way. And that's why I'm here to just kind of shake us all back to some type of reality. And if we're off the rails, let's get back on the rails. All of us, me included.